I hope that you're well. I am coming to you with such a fun video. All my videos are fun. Okay, so I think I've done a video about this before, but it's been something that I think I had in the past struggled with. Maybe not struggle would be the word, but something, it's a subject of procrastination. How many times do we procrastinate? And I want to talk about this topic in the form of presenting it in a way with the teachings of Abraham Hicks and the law of attraction. So, what is procrastination? First of all, let's look at the act of procrastination. What does that feel like? I think oftentimes it feels like pushing hard against something. It feels like wanting to make yourself do something that you're really not emotionally ready to do, or you don't want to do it. So there's an effort involved. There's also this sense of feeling like I have to, or like it's drudgery, kind of like pushing a noodle. You know what I mean? So like if you had to think about the word procrastination, it automatically to me has this negative connotation. And I've dealt with procrastination in my life. So I thought that what we could do is dive deep into this subject and look at it for face value and how that we can overcome procrastination. I'm going to give you a tool, and these particular tools will help you every time you feel like procrastination is something that you're dealing with, okay? So I'm letting you off the hook, first of all. Take the hook out of your mouth and not feel guilty when you are procrastinating. Because what procrastination actually is it's the wisdom to know that we shouldn't force something that we're not vibrationally ready for. So let me give you an example of this. And this is something that happened to me when I started writing my book. Okay, so, I'm sure there's many things that I could think of, but off the top of my head, I wanted to give something that was just the most recent, most current experience that I can give to you so that you can understand what procrastination is. Okay, so now a lot of you may know this already, but like I have a degree and certification in interior design, psychology behind design, and I also have one in organization. So I have a certification in like how to organize a house, how to get everything done and everything in order, right? I know how to organize. So let's just put it that way. I know how to organize very well. Well, so here is my story about procrastination, and I couldn't figure it out, but I knew that it was there and I wanted to tackle it, so to speak. We all have this desire within us as humans, because we've been conditioned this way for so long, is to tackle something that we're struggling with. We use the word struggle, all these negative connotations or these negative vocabulary words to identify what we're feeling and our emotions, okay? So the first thing that you want to do when you are procrastinating is you want to understand that, like I said, I'm letting you off the hook. It doesn't mean you're lazy at all. It's actually your inner being telling you that you are vibrationally not ready for what it is that you're about to do, okay? Now, let me give you an example of that. When I was beginning my transformational tale, my transformational journey, things are coming at a rapid speed, exceptionally quicker than normally when you're not having a spiritual awakening. So I decided, and I got this opportunity with Hay House Publishing to publish my book. So I'm excited about it. I, get going and thinking, okay, I have a great concept. I know what I'm going to do. And so I knew, like, I projected the date out, like I had talked and spoken with the publishing company about what month, when I want to launch it, when we need to have it into publishing, how long it's going to take for publishing, how long all of these different little details take in order for publishing a book, right? So I sat on it. I sat on it for 8.5 months, and I didn't write the book. I was like, I'm not writing the book. Why am I not writing the book? Why can't I write the book? Why am I not writing the book? I need to write this book. I need to write this book. I need to write this book. And I just couldn't bring myself to write the freaking book. I would sit down and I'm like, how hard can this be? It's a children's book. It's not that hard. It's 30 pages and there's probably less than 10 words on each page. What is wrong with me? And so before I started really digging into procrastination and that kind of thing, I couldn't figure out like what is going on. I don't understand this. What is happening to me and why am I procrastinating this? Well, little did I realize at the time, you guys, is that I wasn't vibrationally ready to write the book. And it was because, and so what I had to do was I had to sit down and I finally decided I need to get hold of this. I need to figure out what is my issue. Where is this stemming from? What is this coming from? Is it a hidden belief that I have? What's going on? And so I realized that me writing the book brought up a massive fear within inside me. And I hadn't realized it before because everything's always coming at different speeds. You know what I mean? When you're aligned and you're going through your transformational tale, you start recognizing little things trickle in as you're going through life. I mean, that's what it is. It's a beautiful journey. It's not a destination. It is a journey. And so there's little things coming incrementally. Is that a word? In increments to help us become more expanded and more self-aware. So I finally realized, I was like, so obviously if I'm not doing this and I'm not vibrationally ready for this, what is it causing me to not be vibrationally ready? Why am I not? I want this. This is a great desire. This would be a wonderful thing. I've always dreamt of this. This has been a dream of mine since I was young, a young girl. So what is keeping me from it? Well, I realized after you identify what is the reasoning behind the emotion. Okay, so you have to identify the emotion of what it is. Mine was fear. Okay, after that, after you identify the emotion of what's going on internally, then you have to identify where the emotion's coming from and why the emotion is there, okay? So I recognized that mine was fear, but then what is the fear? What was the actual fear? And narrow that down and be very specific. So I started thinking, well, if I'm going to look out into the future and I'm going to see myself a published author, going on book tours, having, copious amounts of money, I recognized I was afraid that if I became successful and if I became my own independent person and I was financially stable and financially secure, that I would no longer need anyone. And so if I didn't need anyone, and having this belief that I had been told since I was young and hearing it from all these different spiritual thought leaders that, you can't have it all at once. You can't have it all. You can have this and this, but you can't have everything at once, right? And that concept is kind of a disillusionment because it's actually a negative belief system that people invoke upon us because we don't have the belief system that we are good enough and that we actually can have everything that we want all at once. You can have success, you can have money, you can have love, you can have good relationships, you can have good health, you can have all of your dreams and desires. Everything is coming at each of us in the perfect timing. And so I had to demystify that belief that if I had this and I was no longer dependent on anyone, that means that in my mind, I had created the belief that I don't need anyone. I don't need Jeffrey. I don't need love, right? Because if I have success, then I can't have love too. And so it was kind of like my mentality of that black and white version of life that, it's either one or the other. You can't have both, right? You can't blend them nicely. And if there's anything that I've learned, it's the power of water and how beautifully water blends. What I recognized was that I felt like that was a belief. So what happened was, this is the beautiful thing about once you recognize where your emotions are stemming from, why you've procrastinated. If you desire to get that, narrowed in, and, because I'm always evaluating things, and I want to go as if nature goes. And nature is very, very fluid. Nature always goes with the path of least resistance. And so what I wanted to do was to figure out what was going on with me, because once we can recognize and address with clarity what we know is going on within us, then we can be more prone to find those solutions to those questions, to create that clarity that we want in our life, right? So this is the beautiful thing that happened, you guys, is once I started recreating a new belief about that, about the fact that if I finished my book and sent it to publishing and got it done and had the success and the money, and, physically I don't have the advance right now. I know that I'm getting the advance, but, I just had all of these emotions that were going on, and I was feeling very, very like, so then my subconscious was telling me, if I'm going to be stripped of that emotion of love, your subconscious mind and your spirit will prevent you from doing that energetically, because you're not ready for that yet. So anyway, I created a new belief. And so the only way that you can get rid of another belief or an old belief is to recreate a new belief. You can never get rid of old beliefs. They just become stagnant. It's kind of like stagnant water. If you never stir it or you never do anything, you don't put a new pump in the lake or anything like that, it'll just grow old and stagnate and grow up, and roots will invade it, and it just will no longer work, right? And that's exactly what a belief is. It becomes stagnant, no longer of use, and then your mind doesn't ever go there anymore. It goes to the new belief. So that's what you have to do, is recreate a new belief. So let me tell you the beautiful thing that happened after I was able to recreate a new belief about success, is that I had been working on this for like a week, creating this new belief, and I do it a lot with affirmations and motivational quotes and things like that, especially of Abraham Hicks, because I really believe I have those affirmation cards, all of the collection of cards that she has, like the little beautiful daily affirmations. And so I read those every day, lots of times. Like I have the money one and the life one and the, relationship one, the love one, and all that. And then I also create my own motivational quotes. And so I'll put those on my vision board in the treasure room, which is my studio. But after I was doing that about a week, and that's all it took, was a week. So now, mind you, this whole time of procrastination for like 8.5, 9 months was like, yeah, I'm writing a book. Oh yeah, I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book. I never freaking sat down and wrote one page. But my mind, I knew that I wanted to. But anyway, so I go to sleep one night. I'm nestled in our sleeping room, and 2 o'clock in the morning, I just get up in bed for whatever reason. Well, it was spirit, and I was like, okay, I'm going to write the book. I kid you not, you guys, I wrote the book in 2 hours. It came so fluid, it came so fast and rapid that it was the creation of just perfection. It was perfection. And the book to me is such an inspiration of knowing that when we're in alignment, that nothing can compensate for being in alignment. Nothing. It trumps, being in alignment trumps everything, you guys. And so just remember to not be hard on yourself. So many people, especially like spiritual thought leaders, gurus, personal development people, a lot of people are out there not promoting. They're promoting grind it. You got to take action. You got to make yourself do it. How many times in life, if someone wants you and something's hard and you feel like it's too much work, how many times in life do you stop doing something when it's too much freaking work? You might start and even just for instance, like working out or something, or just, anything you think of, cleaning your house, doing anything in life. If it's too much work or it's too much of an effort, you're not going to want to do it and you're going to quit. You're not going to do it. And I just want you to know that these are the beautiful steps that you can do to get over procrastination. And don't feel like you're being lazy. Don't listen to what other people are saying. Like, I'm telling you completely polar opposite of what other people are going to tell you. Other people are going to tell you grind it out. Do it, make it work. Where there's a will, there's a way. Think of anything you can, no pain, no gain. Like, that's the biggest load of crap of the path of most resistance that someone could possibly do. I'm here to tell you, do it with the path of least resistance, which is go general. If you feel like, what, I am procrastinating right now. I know I need to go and do this or that or whatever, but don't do it because someone else wants you to do it. I'm giving you permission to not do it. If you feel procrastination is on the horizon or you're procrastinating about something, it's okay. Just be kind and gentle to yourself. I'm all about showing love to yourself and just accepting. It's okay. It's okay that people are going to are you going to do it just because I probably need to clean that room because what if the neighbors come over and ring the doorbell and they see the room's a dump? Or, the only reason that we do things out of procrastination and when we're not in alignment is because of the fact that we feel that we're going to be judged by someone else, that we are trying to take care of someone else's condition of wanting them to feel better in order for us to do something so that they will feel better. And so a lot of times that's why kids clean their room. That's why when they don't want to do dishes. Basically what I'm saying is for procrastination, there's a reason behind why we're doing it. And if you know anything about me and you know anything about my channel, I'm all about love and understanding where we are in life, why we do what we do, how our brain thinks, how we can create a life that we love. This is what my channel is all about, is creating a life we love. And that means loving all of yourself. That means being okay that you're a freaking procrastinator. And who gives a flying flip what somebody thinks about your house, your clothes, your this, your children, your that, you're not a go-getter, you're not a this, you're not a that. Who cares what they think? You have to not give a rip what anyone thinks of you. And don't do something out of obligation. Because if anything, you're just going to put up more resistance towards that. And you're never going to really fine-tune yourself and really come to an understanding of internally what's going on with you. Because I'm here to tell you that every sign, symptom, feeling, emotion that we have, there is a reasoning for it. There is a reasoning for why the human brain functions the way it does. And so I wanted to kind of demystify that whole thing about procrastination. And if you feel like you're lazy because you procrastinate, that you're not at all. So I'm letting you off the hook about that. I hope that this served you. I hope you have a great day. And if you want to give a mermaid her fin, click below to subscribe. And as always, I'm yours until my next swim. Ciao!